Is Keith Urban, and I've got to get a message to you. Now, how do you fancy doing some tango dancing, or dancing the tango, I suppose to be the correct way of putting it? Well, there is a tango event coming up very shortly in Letterkenny, and it's Letterkenny Cathedral Quarter that is putting this on in the community centre. It's happening next Wednesday, actually, the 8th at 8 o'clock. And then the week after, the following Monday, actually, is Cathedral Quarter's AGM. But the secretary, anyhow, with the Cathedral Quarter, Donna Harvey, joins me now in the studio. Donna, tango dancing in Letterkenny with a couple of experts.
Yeah, it's I suppose that how it came about was last year. I think it might have been after a meeting that we had down in Dullins, and then we came back up to the house, and I looked across the road. And I seen this wonderful display of dancing going across in the Himalayan Cafe, and I was kind of captivated by it. And I thought, God, this is great. This is fantastic to see it. And I went over and inquired, and I was introduced to Elizabeth and Matthias, the dancers, and I gave them my business card, and I said, God, if you're ever back in Ireland, we'd love to do something.
They were there dancing.
They were there dancing. They were doing a class. They were doing the tango class, and I got to see it. And I thought, as I said, this was amazing to see it. Uh-huh. And I suppose then this is our 10th anniversary, and we were kind of committee was thinking about doing a few events to celebrate it and doing something slightly a wee bit different.
Well, it is.
And this is something a little bit different.
Well, it's bringing South American culture to Donegal, and probably the first event of this size and of this nature in Donegal, or maybe in Ireland for that matter.
Well, we then, I suppose, the idea then of when you bring it, and then something like tango dancing, then is saying, knowing that there's an appetite for it and things like this here. But apparently then I kind of did a wee bit of research and found out that there were, well, especially pre-COVID, that there was quite a thriving tango community here in the county and elsewhere. And I've been in contact with Marion Shields, who's like a dance teacher, and she put me in contact. She would know Elizabeth and Matthias as well. So it's and I suppose like everything after COVID, these sort of things are coming back together again. So we're delighted to bring the process forward.
So it's Elizabeth Cordone and Matthias Rivas, and they're going to be having this demo and workshop. They're instructors back home in Argentina.
Yeah, in the Ricotta neighbourhood, and they're
in Buenos Aires.
In Buenos Aires, yeah, and at the minute, I think they're going to be the other one. They're involved in an event down in Bray. But this is the only other Ireland date that they'll be doing, and they're currently touring all of Europe, so we're delighted to get them.
And can anybody go along and just see how the experts do it, and then maybe have a go?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping, that it's for all levels, and that we want people to come along and enjoy the event. And you can buy the tickets on the door. Mm-hmm. Or otherwise you can get the tickets through Eventbrite as well.
Okay. So that's next Wednesday, and that will be at 8 o'clock. No experience necessary.
No experience necessary is right.
Okay, brilliant. Then coming up the following Monday, that's the 13th, the AGM, and an AGM it's a great time to make plans for going forward, but it's a great time as well just to look back over what's been done in the past year, and not just the past year, but this is your 10th anniversary.
Yeah, it's the 10th anniversary, and I suppose it's kind of a time or pause and a reflection about things, and seeing where you stand, and seeing what progress you've made, and then I suppose like the challenges that face you. And no, but it's like, I suppose through that decade we've kind of lost people, like my own father, whose activities have been helping maintaining this family property, probably saved the church lane, and then the likes of Jim Lynch, who was back in the day when he was a town councillor, envisaged this whole idea, and now it's finally coming. It's coming to fruition. Mm-hmm. So that there is like it's I suppose a little bit of tinge of sadness, but it's also quite proud of what we've done. But also, as you said, looking forward and seeing the seeing what we can do, and hopefully getting new people to get involved as well. And even like one of the or I suppose our mantras I suppose was that we're not too worried about a person's place of origin. You don't have to be from Letterkenny, but if you live in Letterkenny, you're more than welcome to get involved, and that's what we always try to preach as well.
And ideally, you'd like some people with certain skill sets.
Yeah, that's like our committee at the minute. We're small, but I know that's been involved in a few other committees. It's everywhere, but it's like ideally we'd love people to help us with like a web page development, say like people with fundraising and sort of business expertise and things like this here. If hopefully they would like to get involved, but it's at the same time we like to think it's an innovative project, and it's a very worthwhile thing as well.
And there's a number of events that you now have firmly established in your calendar.
Yeah, so like we've got an annual program of events. So like we at the start of the year we have St. Bridget's Cross making, and then now coming up shortly in May is that we've the street feast, and then there's Heritage Week and Culture Night, and then we have a literary festival then in October, and then we do the Carol Trail at the end of the year, and then throughout this year we're collaborating with organisations like the Tidy Towns and also working with the Chamber and the council about putting in these programmes. So there's a lot going on. So and hopefully more people would like to get involved.
And the aim would be to have a thriving and inclusive community in the heart of Letterkenny.
Yes. That's what we and to be fair, you see the seeds of it starting to come to fruition with a lot new, not just businesses but also residents and moving into the area and things like that there, and building a sense of pride in the place and things like that there. So that would be our goal. Yeah.
And on a purely aesthetic level, and I know the Church Lane is sort of at the heart of a lot of what you do. Just stand at the bottom of the Church Lane or parking at the bottom of it, as I often do, it looks a lot different now than it did 10 years ago looking up. Yeah,
it's creating that impressions, and to me, I always I suppose having the connection. I always used to think that I lived in the best street in the country, and even though it was in a derelict state and whatnot at the time, to a certain extent it still is, with the buildings and the inside just have to get fixed up. But the view of the cathedral is a majestic view, and then the other side of it is a lot of people don't notice that in behind it's not just the look, it's also the feel and because of the green space in between Church Lane and Upper Main Street. There's you hear the birds tweeting and things like this here, and I suppose under the Letterkenny 2040 plan that the council have seen the idea of maybe a park in there. So it's something that really could be a real jewel in the crown of the county if we develop it in the correct way. Yeah.
Well, you just have to keep at it and keep trying, and who knows, a lot of things have happened over the last 10 years and maybe more will in the next 10. But just to remind people that the AGM is on the 13th, Monday the 13th, in the Dillon's Hotel, 8 o'clock. And before that, next Wednesday, the 8th at 8 o'clock, tangoing at Letterkenny Community Centre. Some tickets will be available on the door, but if you want to get one in advance and be, guaranteed a place on the dance floor, you can go to Eventbrite. Let's have Guitar Tango from the Shadows. Donna, thank you.
Thank you very much, John.